Today was day 2 and we went to another centre today and we weren't really sure what this one was going to be, so it was really cool because when we got there we had a tour by the guy that works there, and at first they were showing us around and it was very just like, this is the office, this is the kitchen where we cook, and then we'd done the whole tour and we went outside. And it was just very like, we still didn't know what was going on. And we realised that was because they're not used to doing this sort of thing. So we started to ask questions. And as soon as the questions started to come out, it was a whole hour's conversation outside. And it was very, very, very emotional. I think we know about what goes on here, but not to the extremes of what we found out today. And we were talking about, so basically this centre that is, that we visited today is the biggest in this area. And when I say that, it's still a very, very, very minimal building where the playground is just wheels, like tyres, and the toilets are just holes in the ground. They have a vegetable patch, all the fences are on the floor and they can't even grow anything because it's too dry. Their library consisted of a table and 6 books, but this is the biggest home care centre that they have, which first of all you're like, okay, this is extreme. And yeah, so basically they provide care and help and education to the people in the area that need it. So they come here, usually it's like the grandparents or the parents, they come with their children and they cook for them. They all bring their own little plastic tubs and we feed them dinner.
My name is Nkuna Bongani. I'm from Block C, actually called Pagama. So I'm 25 years. Okay, I started like my primary level at Mbazima primary school, and then went to the secondary, which is Kula Secondary School. So I grew up like eating at Tholulwazi, a home-based care. So every day, like when I get out from school, I came at Tholulwazi home-based care to get my food, and then went straight to soccer and play or practice. So that was my daily routine. Like now I've grown, finished my matric, so I got a learnership from the Department of Social Development, and then I passed my interview and then went to a training 3 years and a half. Actually what I'm doing right now is child and youth care work. Child and youth care work is where you are working with children with disability, children with orphan children and vulnerable children. Okay, we are supporting children on a 5 dimensions of care, which is physical, emotional, sexual, cognitive, and so forth.
Just opened our eyes to everything that happens here in terms of drug abuse is crazy, and that's because most of the people here don't have documentations and they don't have the papers that they need to have an education, which then leads to them being able to get a job and doing anything. You need to have these papers to even go to school, and even if you're born here, it doesn't mean that you have them. So to get your papers then means that you need to pay money to have a test to prove that you are actually from here, or if you've lost your parents, then you have to prove that you're related to your aunt, and that place is 200 kilometers away, so no one can afford to even go there to prove that, so then they can't even go to school. And that's just one tiny problem that we spoke about, which was very, very, very crazy. And then they're like 80% of those people that then are at home looking after their family, they can't go to school, then start to do drugs. And drugs is a very common thing, and because of peer pressure, everybody's doing it. There's a new drug that they have called Bluetooth, where they inject this new drug into their arm, and then to save money they share the drug. So then they get the same injection, they pull out the blood then from this person's arm and take it into someone else's, and then they do the same thing, pull the blood out, put it into someone else's, and they basically Bluetooth a drug into the arm, which then passes on diseases such as HIV, which is huge here, which causes lots of death here.
I came working here at Tholulwazi, like helping children, encouraging children. It's something that like I feel like I was born with, working with children. Yeah, like for me, it's not really a job. It's like a calling. It's like a calling. So it's a calling. You know, a calling is not something like you choose. It's something like you are born with. It's something straight like from God. Like it's something you are given from God. So it's not a job, because we are facing maybe difficulties, many difficulties in the field of childcare. So we feel like maybe quitting sometimes, but like if that's something, it's yours. It's yours. You cannot quit. We're pushing, even in a very hard condition. We're pushing. I love working with children. I admire children. So that's why, like,
these people are just trying to survive. And we were talking about the cruel things that also go on here, such as sex trafficking. People are losing their kids 12 years old that are walking home from school, and they're being sold to a different country because people get money for it. And albinos here, if you're an albino here, it's literally like you're waiting for your death, because they really believe in superstitious things here. So if you're albino, then you're worth a lot of money, so they're going to find you and they're going to kill you because of your skin. And that's not okay.
I even saw a funeral of an albino. They buried a person who's living with an albino, and tomorrow they digged the body and take it out and take the parts.
The day after the funeral.
Yeah.
The other superstitions are, especially for the younger kids and the trafficking, if you're a virgin, then you are worth a lot of money, because people think that if you have sex with a virgin, or if you have sex with a baby, which is the latest one, then it's going to cure you of your AIDS. It's not. But that is what people believe, and it's a common thing, and it's what's happening, and that's how people are making money. And then people are doing these things, even if they're not a bad person to start off with, which nobody is. They literally are just trying to survive, and they are doing these extreme things because that's the only way for them to survive, to ruin someone else's life. They're ending people's lives to keep their own, and that is the way of life here. So it was very crazy to then, from this talk, we then were playing with the kids all day. So we then go into the front area, and we have 30 kids that are playing and so happy and so innocent and so loving, and we had the best time. But it's very hard to do that instantly, because we've just been told about what all of their futures are going to be like. We know exactly what their lives are going to be, 80% of them, and that's like a statistic. It's not, they're all not going to be okay, and we have to deal with that fact. And they are all so loving, so caring, so intelligent, so they just want to touch you, they just want to hold you, they just want to play with you. And that innocence is so special, because we're not going to see them again, and we have no idea what's going to happen to them, and it's, in most cases, going to be a negative thing. And it was just very, 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 very tough.
What would be like a normal day here? What's the average? What happens?
Normally we do have children who come early. Some of them are not studying due to lack of documentations. But then we normally do readings. We normally teach them to write. We also have activities where they normally play in this ground. We also have play indigenous games.
Yeah.
Yes. Then we do cooks, and then we do laundry for them sometimes. But then, because we normally don't have enough water, so we have stopped with that part.
The hard condition, because we can even stay 3 months without getting paid. Without getting our stipend. It's not even a salary. It's a little the stipend is for the people who are working at the center. I also get one, but it's too little. It's too little.
This one woman tried to take 2 bananas today instead of 1, and she really tried to do it sneakily, and they found her, and they were like, no, you can only take 1, and she was so upset because she couldn't have 2 bananas. And I thought, how many bananas have I thrown away because they've just gone out? And it's a very, very, very tough thing being out here and being around it, because it really opens your eyes to the different life that they live and how lucky we are, because we are so freaking lucky.
If a shortage of water, and we see that there's no any funds we have received, so we have to maybe get to a shop or get to companies, ask for donation. That's what we're doing each and every month. That's what we're doing, getting donation for the children who are coming there, because there are many children who are coming here. Daily we have to maybe make sure that maybe 290 children have eaten food, and all of the children are around the community. So when there's no food, because there are these times there's no food in the center, we have to ask for donation, and then maybe the shop give us the little they have and cook it for the children to eat.
I had a little boy today that just wouldn't leave my side, and we were literally best friends. We even had a little nap at one point. He just wanted to be with me the whole time, and I said goodbye to him, and it was strange, because I'm not going to see him again, and he could turn into one of these people that does really, really bad things to stay alive, and it breaks my heart, because he is the most beautiful, innocent, loving child that has no idea what his future is going to be. He has no idea, and that is something that we can't control, and we can help, which is why we're here. The hard thing for me today was realizing how long the process is to change these things, because they need funding, number one. That's the number one problem, is that they need money to solve these problems, and they don't get enough funding at all. But then once you have the funding to deal with society and what people think is the right thing, or what they are being peer pressured into do, and what is priority for them in terms of caring for their family, to change someone's mind about those things, to actually change the system, is going to take years and years and years.
So I was once a child who was coming here to eat every day while I was at school. So now I am a child and care worker, working here at the center, trying to develop the center. And today, the program danceaid taught me a lot about first aid, about eating healthy food. So I think that information will help carers to maybe pass the information to the families who are working with. They've learned today, they'll help them live longer, less sick, and strength.
It was a very, very heavy day, but on a positive note, it was nice to be in a centre and seeing what danceaid does, and seeing the effect that even £1 has on these people. It's a huge difference, and we take that's for granted so much, and we need to not be like that. Yes, everyone has problems and they are okay in terms of your own life, but my problems are nothing compared to these guys. They are purely striving to stay alive, and it's very heartbreaking to see, especially when we're around the kids, because they don't know that that's about to be their life.